see me. Hello there.
Hello.
We wait a couple of more minutes to see if anybody else will join.
You're good to go.
Okay. Okay, let's start with the presentation. First of all, thank you everyone for joining this session. Today's sessions is about Power Apps Express design. Also, thank you for having me in for this Cloudeight event. And let's start taking off the presentation. First of all, of course, thank you for the sponsors. Without the sponsors, we haven't, we couldn't take place this event. So thank you for the sponsors. A little bit introduction about myself. I'm Michelle Wong. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm a Microsoft 365 and also a Power Platform consultant. I'm an MVP of business applications, and I own my own company. So I'm a freelancer. So over here you can see my LinkedIn link and Twitter handle. So please feel free to keep contact or add me to your contact list. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Today's session, actually, I have not much theory. I will just do a lot of demos so you can have a better look what this new Power Apps Express design will be. We will create a few apps from template, and also an app with start of an image, or create an app with an Figma design. So let's see how it looks like. Express design is something new that's announced around May or June this year from Microsoft. What they will do is actually from a design first approach, that you can convert an image. Let's say you do something from scratch that I have over here. You can see I do some scratch design. For example, we are brainstorming in a meeting and we have an app idea. You want to write it down. So you can take a photo of this image and then you can implement it into Power Apps. So Power Apps will convert this into a starting point for your app design. It's something that we can do so you can quickly start without any specialized knowledge, and also it used the AI component from Microsoft to recognize the input type fields, the form processing elements will be in there. So how it works? First of all, you have to start from an image. So you can do, as I said, create a sketch from your app mock or design, and then you can upload this into the app. Then the AI module will do something like form processing, and then it will create the starting page for you. Therefore, we also can use it as another new function that is from a Figma design. So I will do that in a short time in a demo. After the Power Apps is created, you have to adjust some fields. You have to point what kind of input field it is, and also you can delete some text if it's unnecessary. You can also join the wizard, so you can fill in the wizard, do the steps what is asking for, and also you can also select from to create a Dataverse table for you directly through the wizard. Let's see what we can do. And with the Figma mock design, in Figma you can create multiple pages, multiple screen screen designs on your Power Apps, and that will convert it in. But within an image, it wouldn't show. So let me show it. This is the two new design experience, Express design experience. One is from a sketch, drawing sketch. The other is from a Figma file. This is how it looks like. So I will start with a demo. If you go to the Power Apps starting point, this Power Apps Studio, then you will see the new in preview, still in preview feature, the image preview and the Figma. So let's start with a demo. And over here, you can see my screen. I just go to make.powerapps.com, starting page, and as I said, I already prepared some image file. The sketch that I have drawn on my piece of paper, I have made a photo. You can see my drawing style and handwriting isn't very well, but at least you know we have a brainstorm idea. We will do an application form, give a name, surname, gender, etc., etc. So this is just the same sketch drawing that I have done, and I have put it into an image. That's the first one. Beside that, I also download some examples from the internet. Let's say, for example, this one. Oh, sorry, go back. For the application form, it's just like so. For example, you want to create a Power App from image, and it will looks like this. We will give a try how it looks like. We will try some complex forms. Let's see what the AI builder, the AI form processing will do. And also I have few other examples. All these demos, all these forms from image, I will give it a try so you have a better idea how it looks like and what it is. So going back to Power Apps Studio, I first select an image. So starting from an image. So this will take you to a wizard. In this wizard, you'd always say, also say, hey, you can use a hand-drawn image, but be aware that it's yeah, you have to draw a little bit better, otherwise it might not be recognized. Also on the right hand side, you'll find some tips, and for example, complex forms it wouldn't recognize. Colored backgrounds, it's hard to recognize for the AI builder, or complex forms, and also it wouldn't generate multiple pages for you. So that's the first thing. Okay. Then I give it a name. For example, demo image app. You can upload some image from your own, or you can start with a sample image. If I select this one, Power Apps already have some pre-built, predefined samples for you. For example, I take this one, make your reservation, and I just start from a sample image. And on the left, on the format, you can choose a tablet mode or a phone mode. It will automatically select which one will be recommended. So if I take this one, it will say phone format. If I take the last one, make your reservation, it will a tablet mode recommended. Just let's start from this one. Start with a sample image. I click next. And over here, this tab, it will recognize the image. And then I can say what is a label, what is an input field or a date field or a drop-down box. So you can see on the right-hand side the tagging. So if I do a mouse over the text, it will recognize as a table. So if this is okay, you can just leave it as it is. If it's not okay, you can select on the text. You can change the input fields or the field type, or you can delete this tag and it will just skip from generating this thing. If you want to use it as for example, the AI builder didn't recognize this field, you can also drag one by yourself. So you see my mouse, I can select this and drag and drop, select the field that I want to be recognized, and then I can say, hey, this is an input field, so it will get a green color as you see here over here. So this looks good, and then I can click on next. Over here, it will ask you, hey, do I need to create an Dataverse table for you, or just skip this one because you have your own data, for example, an Excel list or a SharePoint list or any other sources that you will connect later. Let's start with skip this for now, and we create it. Now the app will be generated, and just take few minutes, few seconds, and now the app is loading. Let's see. So this is a one screen app that it will be generated just from the image that they uploaded. And if I do a preview on the right hand side, preview the app, you can see this is already recognized as a date field. I have here some input fields I can do. So it's actually a working file. Of course, it is not pixel perfect. You have to adjust a little bit, but what I see, it will save you some time to build and drag and drop all the components, all the fields in Power Apps. It's a good starting point for makers to create your app over here. So also one thing you have to notice, for example, this is a button, but there is no any actions on this, so you have to do a select action. For example, navigate to a new screen, or do a submit form, or do add a data source. On the left hand side, you can select data, and then now I can search for example, SharePoint, and then you can connect it with the data source, and also do, for example, an patch statement to update all the information that it's inputted from this form to your SharePoint data source. So this is the first example that I want to show you. You can, of course, manipulate a little bit, and you can do some alignments on the top. You can do something else, but overall, it's just generated for you in a few seconds. And that's the first one. So if I go back, I don't have to save it, but anyway, if I go back and let's say go to powerapps.com, the app will be generated and saved in your Cloud app. So if I start again, I click on next. Now demo app with an image plus and with data source, Dataverse. So I upload my own. I select the image. So over here, let's try this one, the one that I have created from scratch. It recognized it's better recommended as a phone, so I just keep it as is. And now it's reading my handwriting and also trying to find, hey, what is a label, what is a text field. So Overall, its gender it couldn't recognize, so I select this and I say this is a label, so it get the orange color. Email, phone, department, everything looks okay. This one is recognized as a radio button. So that's also good. This is a drop-down box. Date is date picker. It's very, yeah, very well. And this is a text input. So one thing, this is not a label, but this is a button. So this is a submit button. So I can select it, resize it a little bit, and so it looks good for now. I click on next. This time I want to create a table with data first. So I select this this one, and because I already put in the fields, the data type will be shown on the right hand side. You can adjust it. So for example, this is a text, a given text name, given name. This is also text. This is an radio button, and it depends on how you want to use your data type. You can also change it, for example, for a true or false for boolean, or a choice field. But here you cannot change, select and look up, or a choice field. So I just keep it as a text file. I can also rename this as gender. This is display name is gender. Save. So we have given name, surname, gender, email. Email. Here it's a data type email. I can save it. Phone. Yep. You can recognize as a phone. So you can adjust your table and the type of. Just keep it as this one, date, and comment is a text field. Yes, okay. That's it. So I can click on next. You also see here the table properties. I can select this one and rename this demo app image. And what will be your primary column? So I just save this and start with the next step of the wizard. Next, it will show you an overview, and let's create the app. The best part of this one, with a database, is it's already created a form input for you from the app, and actually it is directly working. So if I fill in the fields and I submit the button, it will also submit form, and then a new record will be created in the data first table. So let's show you. We have to wait a few minutes, and then let's see. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it into the chat. And I also see that Drago has put a LinkedIn for a forms inquiry. So you can give your feedback about this session. Still waiting. Yep, here it is. Make.powerapps.com. So now it's generating. But I also want to show you that over here, the apps generated. You can see here's a form, and in the form you can see all the data cards. So because I have said create a table, so it will be created for me. And in the submit button, you will also see submit form 1. So if I fill in the information, I do shell. Just fill in the text here. This is not correct, but let's see what will happen. email address, departments. Of course, I have to fill in this one, but you can see there's still things you have to manipulate or change. It's just not perfect. But if I submit now, Power Apps will submit the form. And if I go to make.powerapps.com and go to Data First Tables, I can find here my demo. Demo app from image. And over here, you can see in the first item that I have created is already shown over here. I can see department, email, extra comment, gender. I can put in the fields, but you can see here the first record already submitted to my table. Of course, you can change the other things, but this is a good starting point for you to generate an app from an image that I just created during a meeting. So this is the preview of starting an app that converts from a table. And from an image. And if I select something that I have found on internet, you can also give it a try. For example, if you have any forms from your company, from your organization, and they ask you, hey, can you create an app for me? You can ask them to show the form, and maybe this will be a good starting point for you to create. Test other images. So I just select a random image that I download from internet, from templates, and let's see. You can see this is a complex form, and it will also say, hey, not more than 30 components. The less, the better, actually. And then you can delete things that is necessary. You can try and give it and see if all the input fields that it's recognized, if it's good or not. If I go back and I select another one, for example, this demo advanced. Let's see, yes, demo advanced. This one, it couldn't recognize. The reason for this is that the image, the component itself, and the form and the background is hard to recognize for the AI model, for the form processing. So that's the reason why you have a better contrast within, or the line should be a little bit thicker or bold or something like that, so it could recognize the form itself. But I just want to show you that it's not all things that is possible, but it's a good starting point. Just take another one. Just click on next. So you can see the most things it will be recognized, but not everything. Demo request. So I think you get the idea. You can play around with start from an image approach to create an app. Okay, let's go back to the starting point, and now we are trying the new other feature from Microsoft, and that's to start from a Figma mockup. I'm not sure you know Figma, but Figma is for me quite new. If you go to Figma, you can, if you go to figma.com, you can create different mock-up designs from scratch, or from the community that it's created for you. You can create a free account. It's for free. And if you search here over and you search for Power Apps Creator, or Power Apps UI Kit, then you can find a lot of you can find UI, Power Apps UI. Actually, I want to find from the community Power Apps. This one, Microsoft Power Apps. You have to add the one from Microsoft, because other people also publish their projects, but you have to find the one that's by Microsoft, and then click on here, get a copy. Then this mock-up design will push to your own account, and from your account you can create the design. So if I go to my team, I already pushed this into my project. I can click on this and you can see how it looks like. Microsoft already predefined an asset kit for you, so you can zoom in and read all the information. On the right hand side, you can zoom in a little bit, 100%. Let's say 50. So here you can see, you can just read the Figma, the UI kit, how it looks like, things you have to notice, and how you can start with. But in the assets, you can see all the assets that it's predefined from Microsoft. You can see different layouts from tablets and from phone. And there's a lot of components that you can use from them. So you can design your mobile phone design. I already created one. That's this one, demo to Power Apps. What you have to do if you start from scratch, you create here a new page, testing page. You create a new page, and then you go to the assets. From here, this is your starting point to create a Figma design. I go to, let's say I want to create a mobile phone from scratch. I can select this one. Oh, sorry. I go back to my testing page, assets, and I drag the mobile phone screen to my design. And zoom out a little bit. You can see now my first screen is created, is dragged to the design. Be aware, the first thing you have to do is detach the instance. So you unlock the instance, and now you can do your adjustment in the app itself. So for example, this is my home screen. Then I can drag other assets to my mobile phone. For example, a label. I can drag the label, right click and detach the instance. And then I can double click and I say, welcome to my Power App. Or for example, a hello world thing. Just drag and drop, but I also remove the auto layer. That's why it's not working here. You can insert your own images. There are a lot of things that's still not supported. For example, icons or galleries. It's not over here. I think during the time it will be available. But you can also place, for example, an image, and then the image will be imported to your app also. Okay, here's an image. You can drag and drop you can create your own design. You can place a header or other things you have to notice. But there are just few steps and few information you have to notice. If I have a text input field, the search UI text from Microsoft, the Figma didn't have this, so you have to change the text, the font text into later or other things. If you read the README file, it will from Power Apps. It will not tell you which kind of fonts you can use. So over here now I have my first two things. Let's say I want to publish this to my app using Figma. There are a few things you have to notice. If I click on, go back to my make.powerapps.com, I click on Figma preview, it will ask you four different things. The first is demo from Figma, the name of the app, and then the link from your Figma page. You can go to your page and do a right click. Here you can copy the link to the page. That's the first thing Power Apps need to know. And the second thing is a Figma personal access token. As you can see, it's also an API token to use it from your account. Just drag another thing. Just create some more things, more details. A button. Be aware to detach the instance, and then here. Detail info. So for example, this is my app, my first page. Just select some other things. So, and I track a second screen. Detach instance. And the easiest way is to show you something. Another image here. And a label with text, right click, detach. And what kind of things we can use. For example, just keep it as simple as this. Okay, the page is ready. Right click, and now I have to go back to files. And on your account, on your own account you have created, you can go here to the settings, and in settings you scroll down, you can see a personal access token. So demo Figma, and if I press enter, access token will be generated. I copy this, and this is also the token that Power Apps need to know so they can reach your account and then read all the components and design from Figma. Now I have created this from a mobile phone layout, so my format must be a phone. And now I just let create. So finger crossed, I hope everything will work well. If you are forgetting something, or for example, the text is not matching, or the component isn't detached, then you will see an error message from Power Apps that it's not working or it's not recognized. So here you can see there's two mock-up design that I have just done in few minutes. It's now shown up. It's almost one by one the same. As let's see how my project looks like. To my file, there is my recent. I want to go back to my files. over here, I think. Yeah, double click. Yeah. Sorry, I have to find my Figma, my testing page. You can see this is my first page, home screen. And this is the home screen. The image, if I go to the media, the image are already imported for me. So the layers, the font, the label, and you can see the image, label, and the button. If I go to the phone, I forgot to rename my my screen name, but I have a label and an image over here. You can see here's a label and an image. So Figma and Power Apps are converted into each, and you can see it's very well integrated. This is the other one, and the last thing I want to show you is one that I've created earlier. This is a multi-screen app that I've created, actually a home screen, a request and app screen with form elements, a success screen, and then an information about the app itself. So let's try this out. I copy the link again, click on Figma, paste the link to the Figma, and also I where is my here? Did I have a token? No. The token that I've generated, you can also revoke the access token, or you can create a new one. Demo Figma. So I create a new one, and over here you can see the app will generate it, and the multi-page app that is created from the mock design from Figma will now be loading in. And this is my home screen, first screen, request an app screen. I can connect to a data source, of course, and here a success screen and the app info itself. So when these are generated, you can select the button, for example, and here in the action, navigate to request and screen. The app info navigates to app info. So here the app info navigates to app info, and the last one navigates to home screen. But here I have to create and connect to a data source, for example, for SharePoint, and then put all the data source into the file and then it will submit the form, or you do an on success, other things. But let's see how it looks like. Request a team. You go to request a team. Because on the request a team page doesn't have any data source connected, or is not connected to a button to go back. So I have to start from the home screen again. I click on app info. It will to the app info page. If I go to home, it will go to a home page. So if I generate a table, and it will do a submit form. Submit, you can rename it, of course, but this is also a good way to start from a mock-up design, in this case from Figma, to generate a Power Apps app for you. So this is another approach, not from table, or not from design, but I think this is for makers a good way to start making and design from app, especially if you have a good designer in your company and they know about Figma, how it's working. Then you can create very nice looking Power Apps before, and then generate this into your app itself. Few last slides that I want to show you. Let's swap. So few tips. Use for if you use the convert an app from image approach, it's only a one-page form that it will be generated. Try to use clear hand drawing style elements, and the total size of the image cannot be more than 4 megabytes. And be aware the background. I have a good example with a light background and a light data type, so that will also it wouldn't be recognized. Complex forms is not supported, not really supported, and no multi-pages. If you use it from Figma approach, then of course you have to create a Figma account and search for create Power Apps from Figma. And then select the one from Microsoft that is created from Microsoft. Get a copy to push it into your own account, and then you can start your design. Few things that I am facing when I trying Figma out and import it into Power Apps, it wouldn't say what is going wrong, what wouldn't work, or what is the issue that it's not importing to your app. So there are few things that I have find out. So try to use the standard components. So that's also in the readings in the starting kits from the mock design. Just use the standard components. So if you create your components by your own, it wouldn't be recognized, and then the app also wouldn't import it to Power Apps. Don't forget to detach instance. For example, if I go to my Figma for here, I drag a phone layout. I drag a phone layout. I detach, delete this, and I drag a radio button. You think, hey, I have detached my radio button, but why it wouldn't be recognized? If you go to the layers, you can see the phone screen and the radio button. But if I open this radio button, you can see there are also 2 other elements that you have to detach. So that's one thing you are facing. You can go select this and right click and detach instance, and the second one. So now if I now import my app, the radio button will be recognized. That's what I mean. And also the font about Sergio UI, Figma doesn't have this font type. It doesn't support, so you can better use another one like Lato, and then it will be imported. Also, the font size, there will be a little bit different. So that's one thing. The last thing I want to mention is just keep the name as is, because when it's imported to Figma, from Figma to Power Apps, Power Apps will recognize this, the Microsoft list box, Microsoft radio button, etc. It will recognize that it is a radio button, so that the radio button component will be generated into your app. So, okay. Here I have some link and resources. You can click on the images, click on the links to see to read about the latest features, and also the Figma from the community from Microsoft link is over here. Yeah, if you have any feedback or questions, please feel free to ask. You can put it into the chat or fill in the feedback form, so I can see what kind of things I can improve about these new sessions that I've created for you. Once again, thank you for the sponsors and for organizing this great event. I hope you all have learned something new, and yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and feel free to connect it. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending.